This segment is sponsored by A1 Taxperts. This segment is sponsored by A1 Taxperts. Okay, guys, you already know tax season is here and the deadline is quickly approaching. Rod Smith with A1 Taxperts is here to tell us what we need to get everything in order. How are you?
I'm okay. How about yourself?
I'm good. We were having a good conversation, you know, off camera. But what is that number one thing that we need to do in order to file our taxes?
Well, as I was saying before, I'm thinking accuracy. One of the things that happens with people, especially if they have multiple jobs, or let's say if they're a retiree and also continue to work, or if they have multiple sources of income, then organization. So what I would advise is maybe keep a file in a central location, and as your statements come in, you would put them in that file. And then try to keep a record of that, because one of the things that happens if you forget statements, then that could cost you later. You could leave money on the table. So I would say that's probably one of the most important things.
You know, one of my favorite sayings in life is documentation equals conversation.
Okay.
So it's so important, you know, to document everything that you're doing, especially when it comes to, you know, with your taxes.
It's an important thing, and I would second that.
Absolutely. So the government shutdown, I know that had to have some type of role for tax season.
Yeah, so what the government shutdown did, and well, before it reopened, there was a lot of confusion as to whether or not the refunds would come on time. There are times when we called the tax line, we couldn't receive any help from the IRS. So what it did, basically, it kind of, everything was behind. Refunds were behind several weeks. So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things and biggest complaints that I've heard from taxpayers. So
is there any other major changes that we should be mindful of this year?
Oh, that's quite a few changes. Well, let's say if you are a partnership, the first $20,000 you make is tax-free. If you have a corporation, Yep. If you have a corporation, you got a 14% tax break. Child tax credit went up $1,000 from $1,000 to $2,000, and they added another tax credit. So if the children, or if you have a dependent over the age of 17, you can get $500 additional dollars. There's been quite a few changes. The system has been almost revamped.
So where can we find all of this information that you just talked about? Because a lot of this stuff is new to me, and I know it must be new to some of our viewers as well.
Absolutely. Well, I would say irs.gov is a good source, and Publication 17, it's kind of a comprehensive book that the IRS puts together that goes over many tax topics.
Gotcha. So, you know, we gonna talk money, okay? How do we get the best refunds? A lot of us want to know that.
Come to A1 Taxperts.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if I come to you, what can you give me?
Well, we're going to give you 100% of our best tax advice, thing that we give to everyone every single year that comes into our office.
I love that. Because you know what? You know, it's so much easier to just hire a professional because you guys are the experts. Let's get into detail.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like to think I'm an expert. We live, eat, and sleep this stuff, in my opinion. And what we want to do is to provide for the best advice for good tax administration and for you to pay the appropriate amount of tax.
So what do we need to qualify for a refund advance loan?
Well, first you need a refund. Now, minimum refund is about $1,500, up to $6,000. We offer that service.
Okay, nice. And any other additional information that you feel like our viewers should know when it comes to tax season and also the services that you provide?
Well, still, the deadline is April the 15th. So, and here we are approaching that deadline. We're probably about 5 weeks left to go. Now, of course,
I haven't even started. I got to start running this week.
Now, and no, you probably like a number of people because, you know, there was a lot of anxiety at the beginning of the tax season.
Yes.
And there's a persistent, I guess, feeling that people won't get as much as they usually get because of the new tax laws. So there's some people, you know, the people that are the stragglers and the people that aren't in a hurry to file because they feel that they might not get a refund. But, you know, I say seek out the best help because you might be wrong.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to come to you You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
A1 Taxperts, you guys provide a one-stop shop for all your tax needs.
Absolutely. Yep. We try to help you with all your financial needs. Basically, we feel that good tax advice doesn't cost, it pays. There one tax picture, but many different complexions, many different pieces to one's financial circumstance. The tax is usually the center of it.
Gotcha. So if I come to you, obviously I need to bring some type of forms. What are the
Absolutely.
forms that I need to bring?
Well, your income statements, whatever they are, W-2s, 1099s. You should also bring, if you have children, you should bring certain verification of documents concerning the children, birth certificates, social security cards, your initial year. After that, we have that on file. There's no need to bring that sort of thing. And also different receipts that you may have that may be pertinent to expenses that can be deducted on your behalf. I would say all those things.
See, that's why, we just got to go to you. You make it so much easier for us.
We try.
So where can our viewers find more information about A1 Taxperts?
We're located at 623 Reisterstown Road. That's Pikesville, Maryland.
Nice.
21208. Our telephone number is 410-484-9944. That's 410-484-9944.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
And thank you.
And I learned some information from this segment as well.
I certainly hope so.